welcome back to another episode of Make Ineos Grenadiers Great Again in Pro Cycling Manager 2024. Well, we are getting into the pointy end of the Giro d'Italia. We're going from Spondingna, sure, to the Santa Cristina Val Gardena. Big old climb this one. Can Magnus Sheffield hold on? It's going to be a tough one, guys. That is for sure. Let's just get into the action straight away, but we'll talk game plan once we're in the race.
Have stayed in Livigno for the start of the 16th stage. That means more climbing and again a long road. Fortunately, the 202-kilometer route begins with two relatively easy mountain passes before dropping into Bormio for the ascent of the formidable Passo dello Stelvio. 20 kilometers at an average of 7.2% to a height of 2,758 meters. From the top, there's a gentle 100-kilometer ride to Bolzano before a double climb. First, 23.4 kilometers at 4.7% to the Passo Pinei, and then 7.6 kilometers at 6.1% to a finish in the village of Santa Cristina Val Gardena.
All right. Well, what a lovely intro that one was. We got Kwiatkowski, we've got Viviani, and we've got Amar Frail all up front. G, frustratingly, is on a +3 day. I say frustratingly, it should be a good thing. He did come on a training camp in these final stages, so he should actually get that booster. Something we need to remember for the tour as well. But yeah, +3 day, excellent for him. He might be able to even win the stage. We do have him protected for a reason. Look, he's still running top 10. He could, with a really good result, potentially get himself back into the top 5, maybe even top 3. You kind of never know with PCM 24 who will crack. But yeah, at the moment, it is all eyes on our young man from America running second on GC, 3 minutes 23 back. Can he hold on in this stage? That is the big question. All right, we've got 10 riders in the breakaway. We'll just jump up to them. Actually, hang on. We'll go back first off and just adjust our team effort. Don't want to burn any unnecessary energy. Up ahead, we got Harada is once again in the breakaway. 8 minutes 20 now. Geez, 8 minutes 29 down on GC he is. And Luke Plapp, dangerous rider, potential stage winner, really. That's mostly it. It's really Harada. Not stoked to see him in the breakaway, but it looks like DSM are semi-working the front, not really. We might have to burn a rider and actually stick someone on the front in this instance, just because I don't want to see a Warren Barguil V2 happen on us. Thanks for one of my commenters as well, shouting out that a good idea is always to just sit people on 65 effort, and the rest of the team will kind of sort it out from there, which is always a good idea. I think that's, yeah, not bad. We'll stick with that one. Right, here we go. There's still around 31k to go, and that's for the breakaway, so around 32 for the bunch. You can see just how hard this is gonna be, really. The pace is already ramped. It's interestingly Bahrain victorious doing the damage currently. Back here, Magnus Sheffield's looking pretty decent, although he is a little bit caught on the wrong side of things at the moment. Ooh, squeeze. Yeah, this is really hot, the pace. Really bloody hot, if I'm honest. This is nuts what's going on. G's handling it rather well, though, in his credit, but wow, far out. That's almost a full-blown sprint on the front at the moment. Magnus is finding it very difficult behind at the moment. Josh Tarling is still here. Might have to put him on to protect Magnus. Yeah, wow. This is not the most ideal start to a climb for us, if I'm honest. For G, though, he's looking pretty good. I can't complain there. 71 maybe a bit too easy for him. But yeah, things are very pacey. I don't know how the breakaway's doing it, if I'm honest. They're maintaining a 3-minute lead. That is wild. Back here, we've still got our 3 guys. Josh Tarling riding quite well. He's now in spot to protect Magnus. Got McNulty's attacking. Buitrago, Wout Pools, Jack Haig as well covering. No one really interested immediately, but we do need to just focus on our main 2 here, Magnus and G. We get a little descent after this category 1 climb, which is great news. I think Magnus is going to need it. All right. We've still got McNulty and Buitrago off the front. It's now just Haig and Buitrago. McNulty's actually cracked. So are they riding for Haig or are they riding for Buitrago? I'm not too sure. 𝐀𝐨𝐮𝐢𝐬 has popped out of the front. G and Magnus are looking pretty good still. Magnus is slipping a little bit back, but that isn't too much of a concern. Got Max Poole on the front at the moment. He's looking quite strong. He's really ramped the pace. Actually, Magnus is on the wrong side of a split once again. Just have to ramp him. We're not far from the top. That's the main thing. He is hurting quite a lot, though, I got to say. That's Almeida. Jorgensen attacking. We're going to have to get G to protect Sheffield here and move maybe onto around a 77 effort just to push us through to the front. Excellent. Let's now ease up, please, you two. We're going to need a lot of yellow bar because, boys, there's still a long old way to go. We got Bowman pushing through to the front at the moment for Visma. And this is now the front of the bike race as well. We're going to have to adjust Magnus's effort. He didn't get that much yellow bar back. That is a worry. We'll put him on 80 for now. There's still 7K to go. This is going to be tight. Jorgensen's just there. He looks strong, though, I got to say. We might have to move up to around an 85 effort now. We do have full red bar. That's the good news. Oh, good time. Good. Slow up. Sepp Kuss is slowing up a bit. We got Jack Haig coming through. We'll pause, quickly adjust our effort for Hagee coming through to the front. There goes Jorgensen. We're going to have to move effort with Magnus now. We can't let Jorgensen go too far up the road on us because we do want to try to win this race if we can. But yeah, no, that's not going to go our way, I don't think. We'll take the gel with G. We'll take the gel with Magnus, and we might move up to around 83-ish effort, 85 effort. Okay, sprint with Magnus. Okay, he's done what he can there. He's caught Almeida, but it's going to be too good for Jorgensen. A dominant win. Magnus holds on is the big news there. He does very well to get that 3rd place. That is a top 3 potential ride. G moving up on GC as well, catching Almeida on the line. Luke Plapp holding on from the breakaway. Theo Gegenhardt holds on well. Big news is Warren Abagi has certainly cracked here. I don't know it's so much to lose the pink just yet. Up in the top right, 2 minutes 16. It looks like across the line from Jorgensen. But yeah, things are looking like he can't quite hold on to that pink. Oh, that was difficult, but I think Sheffield did the best we possibly could have hoped for there. And this was one of the more harder. I think there's only really 2 really difficult stages to go, and I think this is one of them. We might just check the stages to go after this stage. All right, let's see the podiums. And yeah, Jorgensen, 24 seconds only in the end over Sheffield. If there was one more TT, I reckon we could have him, but no, there isn't, unfortunately. But Buitrago, he attacked to remember as well, so he held on. He had very good legs on the day. Yao Almeida in 4th, same time as G. Luke Plapp a bit further back. And on general classification in the pink, it's a minute 16 to Jorgensen and a minute 26 to Sheffield. So the top 3 is KG. The big news is Yao Almeida's in 4th, and Sheffield actually beat him on that stage. So things are looking up there. G down in 8th. Best climber is still with Warren Barguil. He's 110. Well, it's 139 to 110 for Jesus Herrada. Tim Lee looks very comfortable in that purple jersey, and Jorgensen takes the white off Magnus as well. And UAE keep the lead in team class. All right, just a look there on GC for G in particular, who I really am interested in there, but Buitrago jumps him. Potential to get in front of the Gaudu and Martinez crowd here. I don't think he can catch Almeida. I don't think there's much of a chance for that, but there is a chance for 6th. There's 2 positions in front of him that I think are very much vulnerable. Sheffield, I mean, look, there's a 2nd place potentially on the cards for him. If there was one more TT, I think would be a chance, but this is what we got ahead of us. This is probably this stage is going to be very difficult. If we can navigate this without losing too much time for Sheffield, we will get a top 3. Then we've got this climb. It's a category 2 though. I think this could suit Sheffield. He has a very good medium mountains. And then there's this one, which he's going to have to crack himself over the top, and we're going to have to do a very nice descent. Thankfully, G looks like he's got the legs again, which is excellent. All right, and straight back into the action from Selva di Val Gardena to the Passo del Bracon. Looks challenging on paper, but this is a category 2. It's not overly steep. This is a little bit steeper. I'd assume it's still a category 2 climb. The big one for me is if we can navigate this, I think on paper this is actually the hardest stage left. So let's get into it and see how we go.
On the 154-kilometer route of this 17th stage, the peloton leaves Selva di Val Gardena on an 8.9-kilometer climb at 7.4% to the Passo Sella. Then it's down towards the 19.8-kilometer ascent of the Passo Rolle. That slope averages out at below 5%. The 3rd category, Passo Gobera, then opens the way to 2 ascents of the Passo Brocon. The first broken climb is a 15.4-kilometer endeavour at 5.6%. The second is shorter and steeper, 11.9 kilometres at 6.5%, including 3 kilometres over 10% just before the finishing line.
Peloton's going really hard. Is all I can say at the moment. Whilst the commentator was talking us in there, yeah, they ramped it in a big old way. We're thankfully over the Cat 2 climb now. We can hopefully start to repair ourselves. Kwiatkowski's finally managed to make his way to the front. G's here as well. We might get... Oh no, Viviani's crashed. I was about to say we might get Viviani to protect G. Instead, we're going to get Ben Turner on Magnus. I think it's going to have to be Omar Frail for G in that instance. Or do we switch it around and actually make it Omar on Magnus and Ben Turner? Yeah, there we go. I think that's our order. We'll put G on to predefined. He has a few riders with him. They've all come down as well, obviously. One rider, unfortunately, is pulling out. It is Nope. And he is saying nope. He ain't saying no more. Thankfully, he isn't too injured. But yeah, that was a really difficult start to the stage. I think we can adjust everyone's effort now. In the midst of all that, we have Shaw off the front. Bowman's up here for Visma. So they're plotting something with... Jorgensen into this stage. Carthy's here. Pasher as well. Sossa's up here. I can see Harada as well is still in here. Teo is in here, trying to get his way back into a top 10. Rafael Mike is in here. And yeah, Harada's here. But yeah, he ain't really featuring in that top 10 battle anymore. All right, we're going to adjust everyone's effort back to 75 because the peloton ain't too happy. By the looks of it, DSM have got themselves interested in the chase. We can just tweak our efforts here, slowly wind it back around the 68, it seems. But yeah, DSM are chasing hard. We're going to jump forward in time to on this category 1 climb. All right, we are on the category 1 climb. It's actually quite long. Lipowitz has attacked the young German and Lawson Craddock as well. Randomly, DSM have just decided to sit up. We're going to have to get drink bottles as well. But this is kind of good news for us. This is the hardest climb of the day. Everything after this is manageable for Magnus. So to ride this very conservatively, terrific news, really. The only rider we need to worry about really is, I think it was Sosa or Rafael Marco. No, it's 𝐀𝐭 𝐾𝐨𝐻𝐬. He's 11 minutes back on GC, so no, he's not a concern at all. And then even the riders attacking to come across, we've got Lastra, I think has been dropped. Lipowitz and Lawson Craddock at 19 minutes, so no concerns realistically. We're very happy with this. Back here though, Magnus, the pace has ramped suddenly. FDJ have got themselves interested. I guess they're thinking Gaudu or Lenny Martinez might be able to pull something out of the bag and get a stage win potentially. Yeah, not too sure about that move by them. But anyway, we're on the bulk of the category 1 climb now. Magnus is looking tough. This is hurting, that's for sure. But I think we can not worry too much. Yeah, he hasn't used much yellow bar, if we're honest. He looks just fine. Somehow Kwiatkowski has made it. Not Kwiatkowski. Viviani has made it back. Fair play. That's a good effort. We're going to adjust everyone's effort down the other side of this just to make sure we get enough yellow bar back. Josh Tarling did an excellent job dropping drink bottles off midway up that climb. This guy is an absolute weapon. Josh Tarling on anyone's team. I'd love to have him. He's just the true blue Fabian Cancellara regen, I think, with Josh Tarling. Maybe not as good on the cobbles, but everywhere else, he's so strong. Okay, let's jump across. We won't catch us on the Cat 3, but we'll see you guys on the Cat 2 climb. Right, we are now on the Cat 2 climb. It's Robert Hessink on the front. I don't know if in my save it is actually his final season or not, but IRL it was his final season, and what a bloody career this guy's had. Underrated as hell, I feel, for what he has managed to do in cycling. Magnus is looking good. Jorgensen's just ahead of him. G is looking really good as well, if I'm honest. Another +2 day for him. We are not that far off the top of this category 2 climb, so not long for us to have to worry, really. The break's about to make their way across the top. We're just letting Magnus slip backwards. We're not wanting to have to go too deep. We'll get Kwiatkowski to protect him, actually, seeing as Kwiatkowski is hanging on. Yeah, this is very nice so far. Kwiatkowski looking good. He's going to hang on in here. Yeah, it's going to be all fine. Up and over the top of that climb, we can adjust the efforts back, I think, just quickly there. They were going to get yellow back quite quickly as well. We'll just swing back through the rest of our riders, put them on predefined. That way they all get drink bottles as they need. And looking here, we've got Bowman has been caught. So he's obviously sat up out of that breakaway, decided they don't want the satellite rider. Looks like things are going to get pretty interesting on this final climb. We'll just adjust our efforts way down for a minute, try and get as much yellow bar back as we can. Maybe not that much, Jesus. But yeah, that is almost all yellow bar back. I think we will get it all back. Excellent. All back for Magnus. And yes, it is all back for G as well. So we'll move our efforts back up as we hit the flat. And we're about to go through the sprint points, which will signify the start of this final climb. We've still obviously got a very strong rider in Kwiatkowski here, which is excellent. We're going to have to adjust our effort to 85, I think, straight off the gun. Just looking around us, we've got Jorgensen just ahead. Barguil is looking quite strong. We'll take the energy gel early with Kwiatkowski and move G and Magnus up into the high 80s, almost 89 even for Jorgensen. We might move the effort back to 85 now. That's done very well though. G is looking pretty good as well. So we're doing all right here, I would say. I'm half tempted to go on the offensive, but not just yet. We'll wait a little bit. We'll play it strategically for now. Kwiatkowski's holding on. That's the 5K to go banner for the peloton. We've still got some red bar, which is great, but not too much. I'm going to have to move Magnus back into 84 for a minute just to get that replenishing. Not long to go. I think it's time to flick G onto protecting Magnus, and we might move on to F at 85 with Magnus as well, just to see if we can't hold our position well. Looks like Barguil has already gone backwards. We're going to launch sprint. We'll just wait a little, wait a little, wait a little. And yes, let's launch it now. G's a bit spent, but yeah, we've come across. Unfortunately, Jorgensen, I think, is going to do his usual tactic and pinch a bit of time. But 𝐉𝐨𝐬𝐧 didn't gain any time. Gadu comes across the line, dropped again. Carr dropped again. Haig is dropped. Ulissi as well. Back here, who are we looking for? Kwiatkowski is actually with Barguil. Let's sprint him. Just a little slap in the face to Barguil. He is losing pink in this stage. Jorgensen superseding him. We'll have to see if we can get very strategic in these final 3 stages to wrench a pink jersey off Jorgensen. But he is looking like the winner of this tour so far. All right, 𝐀𝐨𝐬𝐧 𝐋𝐨𝐮𝐢𝐞𝐋𝐿 we haven't touched on, but did win that stage for Lidl Track. He might jump back up the GC a little bit. Rafael Micah held on for a bit of time gains as well. Hugh Carthy, even Sosa, and Jorgensen did manage to grab a little bit of bonus time as well, but it's only 14 seconds. It is so close. There is hope that we could hold on. Buitrago holds on to 8th in front of G, but it is 𝐀𝐨𝐬𝐧 𝐋𝐨𝐮𝐢𝐞𝐋𝐿, a massive gainer on the stage, leapfrogging up into 6th, and Warren Barguil slips down to 3rd, but does get to keep his KOM lead. Tim Early, I think, has all but won this jersey, the points class, and Jorgensen is in the white. We'll get that on loan tomorrow. UAE leading the team class still. All right, we've got the Tour of Norway starting. We need Connor Swift to take part. We need Theodore Storm as well to take part because they're feeling frustrated about a lack of race days. And why can't I find Theodore Storm? There he is. We'll get Theodore taking part. Just got to have a look for a rider we might drop instead. Probably Luke Rowe, unfortunately. Strategy, it's all about Pidcock. The stage looks like that. Is anyone a sprinter out of who we're bringing? I suppose Ghana. Okay, so Ghana will be a sprinter on this stage. I've gotten that all wrong. Where is Ghana? No. Hang on. This is... I hate playing with this sometimes. Ghana, you're going for sprint. Pidcock is... No... There we go. Pidcock is our leader. There we go. All right. So we'll have Navarez to help out Ghana, and everyone else can ride for Pidcock. Obviously, Ghana's going to go for the stage, and everything else is set. So quick sim. Ghana manages 3rd, you know. Not a terrible result. 2nd to Milan and Jasper in front of him. That's fair enough for those two beating him. Not bad at all over in Norway. Okay, back to Italy, and it is a flat stage. So we are going to go not all in for G, sorry. It is all in for Magnus. And Viviani can have a little sprint, see how he's going. Breakaway manages to stay away. Gorka Izagirre taking it out. Micro Maestri and Filippo Magili in 3rd place. Viviani manages, what would that be? 16th in the bunch kick. No time lost for anyone else. Magnus is running pretty high in the group. Unfortunately, Simone Valesco must have crashed and had to withdraw. So with that, no shifts on GC. It is still that 14-second gap. Could we have potentially tried to keep it together and squeeze some bonus seconds? Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, let's get into the next stage. All right, Tour of Norway. Next stage is a bit hilly. We'll go all in on Pidcock on a little bit hilly then. We're going to go for the stage, and let's hit quick sim. He manages 2nd, you know. It's a Jonas Vingegaard. If there's a rider that comes 2nd to and be okay with it, it would be Jonas. 11th, that should, yes, move him up to 2nd on GC. Not a bad result over in Norway. I did see an email pop up. Several teams are showing strong interest in signing my rider, Jonathan Navarez. Well, also my rider, but anyway. Interesting, it comes from an Ineos Grenadiers team, what do you call it, team manager or whatever. Yeah, not too sure about that one. It will not be... To continue talks and to keep you on the list, I've increased these costs, which will now be 5 points. If you do not wish to continue further and close the dossier, it will not be possible to open talks for 2025. Right. Okay, apparently Jonathan Navarez is hot property in cycling. And here we go. This is the penultimate stage of the stages that will matter in this year's Giro. Essentially, this one and the next one are doozies. But Magnus is in great shape at the moment, expecting a +2 day. Same for 𝐀𝐻𝐨𝐬𝐧. He's in fantastic shape. So with that, let's head down to the start line in Montegrappa.
15 kilometers east to Mortigliano for the start of the 19th stage. There's mountain on the menu today, but the 154-kilometer route to Zapata will be a lot easier than tomorrow's. The climbing begins after 100 kilometers in the saddle with the second category Passo d'Uron. It's a short, steep climb, just like the third category Sella Valcalda that comes straight after. The day should be decided on the Cima Zapata, where the slope of the final climb rises above double figures as the riders approach the top. Those steep percentages will certainly encourage an attack, with the summit being crested a little over 6 kilometers from the line.
Right, we have found our way into a random split on the road. Jorgensen is in here. 𝐾𝐻𝐨𝐬𝐧 is protecting him. Viviani's looking after Magnus, and G has managed to make his way in here as well. This is just mostly because too many people trying to get their way off the front. Bob Jungels is still one of the riders attacking. And yeah, everyone's riding incredibly hard for zero reason here. We're going to move Josh Tarling, Omar Frail, everyone else in this group to maintain effort. They can slide backwards a little. And there we go. Okay, group has been caught. So I'm going to move Omar to protect Magnus, and I'm going to move Viviani to protect G. Excellent. I'm going to adjust everyone's effort back down. We're going to take a quick check of who's in this breakaway. Sobrero, shout out like usual to the Albert Engel career mode. One of Albert's big teammates. This guy, he becomes a bit of a star. Rain Taramay as well, finding his way in there. Pozzovivo, can't be a Giro without Pozzovivo heading into a breakaway, can it? This guy defines the Giro, I feel. Nilsson, Oliveira, Will Barter, and Pare Pantra as well up there. No concerns for us. Back here, it's going to be a bit of a chill day till it isn't, essentially. So with that, let's jump forward to when the action will be kicking off. All right, we're getting to the top of this Cat 2 climb. It is very steep, might I say. Viviani's actually still holding on, looking after G at the moment. He is. Omar is looking after Magnus. He's looking much better in comparison. I know I get hate for this, but I'm going to get drink bottles once again. I do this mostly because, well, he's not going to really hold on, is he? So we may as well give him a job to do. Although, looks like it's actually getting him dropped. I'm kind of fine with that. We've got 𝐾𝐻𝐨𝐬𝐧 still left here, which is not bad at all. We're probably still in contention for the stage win at this point. The peloton isn't that far back. Ben Turner's still trying to drop those drink bottles off. I don't think it's going to happen. We've got a category 3 to negotiate next on the road, the Sella Valcalda. It's certainly a very steep climb by the looks of it, but we're kind of looking okay on it at the moment. We will need drink bottles. That is the big shout. Once we get over the top, we might send Josh Tarling to grab those. Looks like Viviani's still just holding on. Credit to him. That is a nice ride. He's doing a fantastic job in this Giro. He is, Viviani. He's making me think, should I keep him? Definitely turned into a bit more of a domestic, not as quick as he once was, but still, you never know in the lesser races. Could bag a result for us. Anyway, Josh Tarling's getting those drink bottles. Unfortunately, we have lost Ben Turner back up the front of the race, and we're getting ever closer to this final category 2 climb. So let's see you guys on it. Right, just playing musical chairs there, but 𝐾𝐻𝐨𝐬𝐧 now to look after Sheffield, and Omar will finish off his day looking after Thomas. We're up and over a little bit of a steep climb there. Not too much difficulty. It is a +3 day for Magnus, you know. So we're really looking at medium mountain. This category 2 climb will be the one that gets tested on that. It's a 81 day technically then for Mr. Magnus on that one. I can't quite see the pink jersey. There it is. In comparison, I don't know what kind of day Jorgensen's on, but his base stats are 79. So I guess that's good news. That's what we can take from that. All right, that's the first little false flat dealt with. There's only 62 riders left. We're only a minute back from the front of the bike race. So I would say we're definitely looking like we're going for this. Omar is almost done. I want Josh Tarling to hold on so he can switch over and look after Mr. G next. Omar can sit up. Magnus and G now. That's our real big focus. That's who we're worried about here. Let's just switch to looking after those two. I'm going to move them to 84 effort accordingly. We've got 10k left. Look, at the top of this climb, it does go down into, not a descent, but it certainly is no longer climbing. I'd say that's a decline of sorts. We've got Kelderman is chomping. Rafael Micah, okay, we're going to have to react here. We'll move everyone up to 90s. We'll take the gel with our two. We might move Tarling out of the way quickly. Put him back on predefined. Magnus, come on Magnus. Move your way back up to the front. Good work at the moment. G is with him as well, all the way. And we are about to hit the top. There is bonus seconds on, 10 seconds for the stage win. So we need to think about that in a big old way. We've got a very fast finisher in Kwiatkowski, so he can potentially lead things off. And G as well, not necessarily a fast finisher, but can hopefully help us out. We need to think about winning a stage. That's what we have to do here in order to have a sniff of winning this year's Giro, which isn't going to be easy. We're going to have to take Kwiatkowski in as far as we can. McNulty's there. I see Visma's floating about. We'll have to move up onto McNulty's wheel now with Kwiatkowski. He's very good at navigating a bunch though. Moving up now onto Sepp Kuss's wheel. Not far to go. Let's go 99 effort with Kwiatkowski. Take the gels with L2 and let's launch now with Kwiatkowski. God, we need this win. Come on, Kwiatkowski. You can do it for us. I'm sure of it. Let's really turn it up here. Launch sprint around this little bend. Launch sprint with G. Take it deep, G. Come on. And now launch with Magnus. Come on, Magnus. Come on. Hold on. Hold on, Magnus. Hold on. Come on. Yes, he's going to just do it. It is a stage win for Magnus Sheffield. Oh, boy. So that's our first win outside of a TT as well. That is not bad to tick off, but we are still in this Giro. That's what that win means to us. And I can't believe we did that. We had the numbers and when you have a rider like Kwiatkowski, can you lose? I don't know. The guy is just that good. Do whatever you can, Ineos. That's my shout. If I was in your management team, keep that guy. He is a person to really build a whole team around. He can be your glue rider, as we just saw. Let's have a look down the list. Tim Wellens, Vincenzo Albanese there, João Almeida, G holding on for 4th. Jorgensen only managed 8th, so that is 10 full bonus seconds to one Mr. Magnus Sheffield. And there he is, taking the top step. Excellent to see. Obviously, on GC, things get really tight now. Only 4 seconds are in it. We potentially could do this. We could do the heist of the century with Magnus Sheffield. I think that would make him the youngest winner of the Giro ever if he could do this. Oh, let's see if we can hold on. Warren Barguil keeps a tight hold on that KOM. Only 7 points in it. Tim Merlier has won the points class with only one more flat stage to come. Jorgensen, 4 seconds the difference still on the young riders class there. And UAE keep the team class lead. All right, let's get to stage 20 of the Giro. And first, we need to see if we can't squeeze out more time or potentially get a win with Ghana over in Norway. Jonathan Milan, way too good. Ghana in 12th. Pidcock in 20th. No shifts on GC to talk about. All right, back to Italy, and it's the Alpega to Bassano del Grappa stage. We do go over the Monte Grappa. This is going to be a very big test for Magnus Sheffield. If we can stay with Jorgensen across the top, there's bonus seconds to fight for. We're thinking cheeky, we're thinking Albert Engel. He loves to pull those moves. Can Magnus learn from our pro rider's career mode?
Welcome to Alpago for the start of the penultimate stage of this year's Tour of Italy. The 175-kilometre route will decide the fate of the pink and blue jerseys, or, to be more precise, that fate will be decided above the Venetian plain on the Monte Grappa. The mountain will be climbed twice, both times from 𝐀𝐛𝐨𝐮𝐢, and so the statistics are the same. 18.2 kilometres at an average of 8.1%. There can be no celebrations, however, when the summit is crested for the second time, because there still remains a 20-kilometre descent to the line in Bassano del Grappa.
Alrighty, yeah, there's obviously a hell of a stage to navigate in front of us. We're just, playing chess on wheels. I think is that a Phil Liggett quote? Or a Paul Sherwin quote, I'm not too sure, but our old chess on wheels, just moving our riders around, deciding who protects who. We got Viviani looking after G and Omar looking after Magnus, because boy, was that a good combo last stage. Anything that gets you a stage win is a good combo. All right, we're going to jump forward to the Monte Grappa, the first descent, and we will see you guys there. Right, we finally have had a sit-up. The peloton got a bit split. Josh Tarling and Ben Turner, unfortunately, on the wrong side of that, which is very bad for us. McNulty has made his way into the front group, which I think is what Visma are upset about. Max Poole up there as well, not too concerning. Bob Youngles always manages to ride very bloody well at this race. We're going to have to get Viviani to get Biddens, because unfortunately we lost two of our big domestics, and we'll keep going forward and see you guys on the Monte Grappa. All right, here we go. We are on the Monte Grappa, the first descent. You can see it's 18.3k at an average of 8.1%. It does get very steep in parts, up to 15.3% at times. We're going to have to adjust our two boys' efforts, well, really the whole team's efforts. Somehow, I don't know how, but somehow, Josh Tarling and Ben Turner managed to make their way back. G slipping backwards a little. Magnus, though, a little bit too far back. We are early days into this climb, so we might have to adjust the effort quite high for Magnus. We just don't want to see him on the wrong side of a split across the top, because that is going to cause massive panics on the team. Run this on 8x just whilst he gets his way back up to the front, and he does so, which is good news. Magnus did have to burn a bit too much energy for my liking to do that, but that is fine. We're 7 minutes back from the lead, so there'll be no cheeky tactics. We're going to have to think about how we do this. Max Poole looking very strong at the front at the moment. We got Pasher with him. Chris Harper was trying the cross. Steinhauser, Bob Youngles are spent. Enrique Mas, Paganzoli, Pozzovivo, Catinio as well. All of them no good, cannot keep up with the relentless pace of Max Poole and Pasher at the front. Back here, though, the story is on Magnus, and he isn't looking rosy, but he isn't looking bad. There's somewhere in between at the moment. Jorgensen looks like he's nose breathing. We're almost across the top, though. So the good news is we can handle that just with Magnus. If it is much harder, could be concerned, but for now, we're okay with it. We've still got Kwiatkowski with us as well, which is excellent. He is such a reliable rider. And we're now going down a descent, getting all of the yellow back. Omar managed to hang on as well, which is really nice. We love to see that. Back here, Viviani, Ben Turner, and Josh Tarling are on their own. They're going to have to make their way in. We've got a little bit of a hiccup here to navigate, a little jerk upwards. Here we go, up and over it. There's a sprint point on it the next time down to descent. We may have a sneaky look at that if we're in for the stage win. All right, nothing doing across the top. That one, no real issues. We're going to send Magnus back for drink bottles, and we'll catch you guys on the next descent. Right, it's all about effort, and it's all about early effort here. An 80 for both G and Mr. Sheffield. Just keeping an eye on things. Looks like UAE want to take this on really hard. So we'll move to an 85 effort from Magnus. Don't want to see us slipping backwards too much. This is a very steep climb. We might have to move it back again. Looks like the pace has come off. Excellent. Love to see that. Let's just have a quick look up ahead. Chris Harper's managed to actually catch Pasher, Max Poole. Bob Youngle's somewhere in no man's land. Steinhaus is there. How many bonus? We've got to get the top 3 for that. Damn. Just thinking about a 3rd place potentially, but doesn't look likely for us with how many riders up the front. We're almost up to this little part here. So that is great news for Magnus. We're going to have to go back up to 83s, I think. We're at 4 minutes 20 back at the moment. I don't think it's happening, Mr. Commentator, but that is fine. Magnus looks good. Sheffield looks great. Sorry, G looks really good. Magnus looks good. We'll save the 𝐻𝐻 𝐿𝐻 a bit longer yet. But yeah, this looks fine at the moment. We are catching the break once again. It's down to 3 minutes 30, it seems. Have the peloton sat up once again? Not really, no. I was tempted to push forward, but not really quite. We'd have to go with all 3 of our riders, and I don't think Jumbo-Visma are going to let that happen. Okay, this is going to be very interesting. I would have loved to have caught 3rd. I don't like that Chris Harper managed to make it across. But we're going to have Kwiatkowski here for the final once again. If he manages to hold on, we'll take the 𝐻𝐻 with him. I don't think he's going to hold on. There's actually quite a long way to go. And Magnus is starting to really hurt. We'll have to move G to protect him. This is going to get tight. We'll have to move the effort bar with Magnus down a little bit just to hold the bleed a bit there. Come on, Magnus. I can see the top. You can do it, Magnus. God, he's hung over the bars. He manages to just make it. Wow, that was tough riding. Credit to Magnus there. That was incredible. Alrighty, eyes are on the finish now. I don't think we're going for a stage one. We've only got G and Magnus left in this bunch. We're trying to get all yellow bar back so we can have a sniff of the finish if we do get back. But we've got the little riser to come, and that is going to be where we need to focus our efforts. All right, here we go. We're up this little steep incline, little steep. We've got Visma on the front pushing pace, but yeah, nothing doing. Okay. Difficulties dealt with. We're on par for a top 3 here, but it's 4 seconds to that man's jersey, and I want to do something about it really badly. I don't know how to go about this. Is it an attack with Magnus potentially to try and squeeze some time, knowing there's not far? Maybe it is. Might wait just a little bit longer down this climb. Bob Youngles is only just there as well. Well, not just there. He's actually quite a bit away. I would be tempted to go with G as well. Maybe we attack with both of them and try that early. Let's see if we can make that work. Trying to move through they are. A little bit stuck. No, I don't think it's going to work, but it looks of it. Visma's pushing the pace actually quite high on the front without us even knowing about it. Let's just see. A little bit of separation would be excellent here. We might... it doesn't look like we're going to slip him. Trying again. I don't think we're going to be able to slip him, are we? There's not long to go. Nah, it doesn't look likely at the moment. Come on, boys. Can you slip off the front? Nah, they're not going to be able to do it. Everyone's reactive. There's no shot that that's going to work out. We're going to sit up with our 2 boys. Try again maybe with Magnus, see if that tactic worked. No, not quite. They're very reactive. Damn it. It's going to be up front. Pasher. Quinton Pasher taking the win from Max Poole. Back here, we still are hungry. I really want time. We're going to follow G. G's going to go on to effort. We're not far from the finish now. I see that swing left. Let's launch now with G. Can we get any time? That's the big question. Can we get any time? I don't think so. It doesn't look likely. Oops, we swung too far forward. Nah, I think Jorgensen's going to come in just in front of us as well anyway. Oh boy. We'll find out what we can do in the final stage. But 4 seconds to lose a Giro is going to be a tough pill to swallow. You better believe we're going to go down swinging. All right, there he is. Quinton Pasher taking a stage win. Max Poole second, Chris Harper third, Bob Youngles fourth, João Almeida leading out the bunch kick. There it really is. 4 seconds the difference. And this final stage, if it was a TT, it just isn't, is it? Warren Barguil leads the KOM still. Domenico Pozzovivo almost in what would have to be one of his final Giros, snagging that one, but no, it's going the way of Barguil. Tim Merlier wins the points class as well with only one stage remaining. That's still a very open classification, and UAE look likely to take home the team class. All right, guys, there's one final stage to go, and you know I'm going to have to do it to you. It's going to be a cliffhanger, so join us next week when we see if we can't pull off a miracle around the streets of Roma. There are 2 chances to do it. There's 3 seconds and 3 seconds. It's going to be essentially burn the entire team for 69 Ks, nice, to keep the peloton together and get Magnus bonus seconds. We're going to see what we can do. You can't be that close to winning the Giro and not try. So that's our goal next episode, is to win the Giro with Magnus Sheffield, making him one of the youngest Giro winners ever. We'll fact check that between now and then, but I think it would make him actually the youngest Giro winner ever. But the big thing is, no matter what, we've managed to get our goal. Top 3 in the Giro. With Magnus Sheffield, we didn't think it would be with Magnus. We always thought it was going to be with G. 22 years of age and on the verge of maybe winning the Giro. That is bonkers. All right, what an exciting episode, guys. A stage win, a hunt for pink on our hands. Join us next time when we try and unseat the Visma crew and Mr. Jorgensen. All right, give this episode a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you don't know, we're trying to hit 500 subs before end of the year. Peace out, guys.